In 1974, at the intersection of I-4 and US 27, the circus came to town. It was the Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus World.
Circus World was like, picture Walt Disney World or Disneyland, but all circus themed. It was an 800-acre park, and it was all live entertainment. And you had magic, you had circus, you had audience participation where people could get up on a high wire and a trapeze and fly themselves. We had one of the biggest menageries of elephants in the world, 25 elephants on property right there. So it was a wonderful experience if you loved the circus. My show was called the Theater of Illusion, and it was a 200-seat theater, like an amphitheater. And the people would come in, I would make girls float in the air, make them disappear and appear in the back of the auditorium. And then she'd come running down the stairs to make her reappearance. Not only was it a great experience, that's where I happened to meet my wife.
I actually was not born in the circus, but what I did is I married into the circus. And when that happened, then I started working with the animals, mainly elephants. Then the next thing I know, I was in the big show along with all the wonderful circus performers. We had lion trainers and horse acts, high wire, you name it, they were there. And it was an experience that I will never, ever forget.
Ladies and gentlemen, Circus World on parade.
Some people lived on the property. The circus performers actually lived on the property.
In the backyard, we didn't have just dogs and things like that. We had like 25 elephants hanging out in the backyard.
To try to compete a little bit with the other theme parks, not Disney World, nobody competes with Disney World, but they said we either have to invest money in it and make it larger, or we can't continue with a small park as it is. So they kept making it bigger and bigger and bigger. In 12 years, they had 4 different expansions, but they never seemed to make a lot of money. And remember, back then the tickets were only maybe $6 for the entire day.
It's sad to go by there now, where Circus World used to be on I-27 and I-4, because now it's a shopping plaza called Posner Park. And so when you go by there, you're still envisioning a big circus tent and all the rides and everything, and you had a lot of memories there. And then you see, you know, a shopping area, and it's kind of sad.
I'll never forget Circus World. You know, they say you have the sawdust in your blood. You don't have blood, you have sawdust, and that's absolutely true. And I will never forget it. It's one of the highlights of my entire life, and the memories will carry on forever.
When Circus World closed, $50 million were spent to transform the location into boardwalk and baseball, a Coney Island-style themed attraction that included a baseball stadium. The Kansas City Royals held spring training there, and the park's life was short-lived, opening in April of 1987 and closing in January of 1990.